Right now at 6, a key witness in day 2 for the reckless homicide trial of Lori Phillips.
And it's election day for many around the country. And in Minnesota, voters are casting their ballot for a new school referendum.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
A witness testimony dominated day 2 of a reckless homicide trial in La Crosse County Court.
Lori Phillips is charged with second-degree reckless homicide. She's accused of killing her husband Mark with her truck in 2019.
A key witness today was the forensic pathologist who conducted Mark Phillips' autopsy. He says Phillips had injuries on the left side of his head and body that are consistent with blunt force trauma. The doctor told both prosecution and defense that while the injuries are consistent with a vehicle incident, he cannot guarantee intent behind the injuries.
That's the caveat that it's not specific for that, but it is something that could be consistent with a crushing type of injury.
Trial continues tomorrow.
State grants covered the cost of thousands of Narcan doses in Crawford County. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office Department of Emergency Management announced they were awarded just over 2,300 doses of Narcan. That amount of Narcan is estimated to cost $52,000. But the grant required no matching funds, which means local budgets contributed nothing to cover the cost. The grant came through the state's Narcan Direct program. Narcan is a branded form of naloxone. It can reverse opioid overdoses and save lives.
Wisconsin's Republican-controlled Senate voted along party lines to approve amendments to the state constitution. 3 amendments were approved today. The proposed legislation would outlaw private funding for elections administration. It also enshrines existing voter photo ID requirements in the state constitution. And the third proposal specifies that only U.S. citizens are eligible to vote in state and local elections. Republican lawmakers have been increasingly turning to constitutional amendments to avoid a governor veto. Governor Tony Evers cannot veto constitutional amendments. The amendments must be approved by 2 consecutive sessions of the legislature, and voters make a final decision on the amendments in statewide elections.
In response to the Senate approving those election amendments, Democratic State Senator Jeff Smith requested the Senate to hear the Voter Protection Act. But Senator Smith says state Republicans refused to hear the bill.
In a statement, Senator Smith says, quote, Republicans continually refuse to engage in a productive conversation on how to help voters exercise their constitutional right. He continues saying he'll keep pursuing legislation that supports citizens' voting rights. Smith's Voter Protection Act includes proposals like universal voter registration and increased penalties for voter intimidation and suppression.
Well, it was a busy day in the Wisconsin Senate. The legislative body approved another amendment to the state constitution. This one would prohibit government agencies from ordering churches to shut down during a state of emergency. Republicans introduced the amendment in response to Governor Tony Evers' 2020 stay-at-home order. The state Supreme Court struck down the order. This amendment ensures similar orders cannot be issued in the future. The amendment passed along partisan lines.
And Senate Republicans have new tweaks to a plan to fund upgrades to the home of the Milwaukee Brewers. Senator Dan Fine's latest amendment would add a $2 surcharge on non-Brewers events at American Family Field in Milwaukee. That change means the state's funding contribution is a bit lower now, but still sits around $400 million. Brewers, meanwhile, contributing about $100 million and would extend their lease in Milwaukee to 2050. The governor has already signaled support for the bill, and a top Brewers official today says the team supports this latest amendment. Well, we could have a wet commute in the morning for all you drivers out there for a normal 9 to 5 hours. Let's get the latest from Greg.
Yeah, we could have it. It's not going to be heavy rain. It'll be more of a drizzle, probably a light shower. Visibility could be an issue with the cloud cover, but overall, yeah, that's what we're expecting. But for today, pretty seasonal. Really, actually, Eau Claire and La Crosse actually exactly got their record, well, excuse me, not record, but their average temperature at 50 and 47 right on the dot. So overall, that's your highs right now. So very typical for this time of year. A little bit cooler than we've had recently, but overall temperatures have dropped a few degrees now, just in the upper 40s to the upper 30s, going far further north. Overall, we did a little bit of rain showers to the north. A lot of that did not reach the ground through Eau Claire and Ladysmith. Once again, a lot of it to the west is not reaching the ground. Just cloud cover right now, and satellite kind of confirms all that, beginning with the system to the west, which is a little bit disorganized nice. Not going to be a strong one, but if you zoom in right now, just a lot of high clouds out there right now, but we will start seeing showers developing here in a few hours. Overall, as we go through the evening, probably closer to 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock for La Crosse, more showers. Overall temperature still mid-40s, so not too bad for this time of year. And same thing for Eau Claire, increasing clouds and the showers coming later or drizzle as that east wind begins to pick up. Later on, we'll kind of break down, when we're going to see the rain tomorrow, how cool will drop off, and what the Veterans Day weekend looks like. All that coming up a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thanks very much. Well, a Vietnam veteran says writing has helped him heal from wartime experiences. Doug Bradley shared his stories at the Onalaska Public Library today at an event called Writing Their Way Home, Veterans Stories and Survival. He focused on war veterans and the stigmas that come with talking about their traumas once they return home from service. Bradley said a veterans writing group actually helped him to reconnect and face his own traumas. His goal is to help other veterans find a way to express themselves and for the community to have open ears.
Need to understand, why do we go and do what we do on behalf of our nation? And what about doing that is difficult then to come back and sort of get your life back together and be whole again.
Bradley has authored 3 books based on his time in Vietnam. He is also a Badger Talk speaker and a member of the magazine Deadly Writers Patrol. Well, coming up on News 8, a protest turned deadly.
One elderly man dies in a conflict during a dual protest between Palestine and Israel supporters.
The service departments at the Dahl Auto Group are staffed by the most experienced team in the region. Whether you're buying a used car they've inspected or driving home one they've serviced, you can trust their work for years to come. Dahl Auto, simple.
At Blaine's Farm & Fleet, we're the cold weather experts, offering unbeatable deals on the gear and supplies you need to get ready for winter. Right now, Citgo SuperGuard Full Synthetic Motor Oil, just $4.49 a quart after sale and rebate. All Rain-X wiper blades start at just $10.99. And save 20% on your favorite Farm & Fleet baking ingredients. Plus, don't miss great gifts at great prices in Blaine's Farm & Fleet's Toyland, now open.
Find value at Blaine's Farm & Fleet. Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
Hey, great big flat screen TV. Why is it so cold in here?
You cold?
You know you can warm this place up, don't you?
Ya kidding me?
Sure. American Home Fireplace and Patio can warm up a rec room, family room, home theater, or man cave with a gas fireplace from Fireplace Extraordinaire, Mendota, wood stoves like Blaze King, Pacific Energy, Lopi. Didn't you know that?
Should I?
Do you always have to answer a question with a question?
Doesn't everyone?
American Home Fireplace and Patio.
Experienced sales consultants are good listeners who sell people what they need, not what's on sale. They're easy to work with and value a trusting relationship. We know team members with these life skills earn lifelong customers. Dahl Auto, simple.
One month after Hamas carried out its terror attacks in Israel, plunging the region into a bloody conflict, Israel's prime minister says Gaza City is encircled with Israeli soldiers operating inside it. Skylar Henry reports from Washington, D.C., where family members of some of the 240 hostages being held in Gaza by Hamas are speaking out.
Israeli Defense Forces released video Tuesday showing the destruction of a tunnel in Gaza, which they said was a Hamas structure. Israel's defense minister says for the first time in decades, Israeli forces are in the heart of Gaza City as they try to dismantle the terror organization responsible for the attacks on Israeli communities a month ago today. The ground war is expected to be long and difficult. Hamas released footage showing what it says are Hamas fighters targeting Israeli military positions. As the fighting intensifies, many Palestinian civilians remaining in Gaza City fled. Some expressed support for Hamas as they evacuated.
Even I'm not Hamas, but all the Palestinian people together with Hamas, and Hamas is the beast.
Hamas says the death toll in Gaza is now more than 10,000, including thousands of children. Israel continues to reject calls for a ceasefire until Hamas releases the hostages. Relatives of some of the 240 held captive visited lawmakers here in Washington to share their stories. This man's 9-year-old cousin, Ohad, is among the hostages.
Ohad had a birthday 2 weeks ago. He's a smart, sweet boy. He shouldn't spend his 9th birthday in captivity. He should not be in captivity at all. No kid should and no civilian should.
In Tel Aviv, Israelis held a moment of silence to mark the 1 month since the attacks, remembering the 1,400 killed and the hostages waiting to come home. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The U.S. State Department says it has assisted more than 400 U.S. citizens and other eligible individuals to get out of Gaza. And while conflict continues in the Middle East, issues revolving around the topic are increasing in our own country. A makeshift memorial is growing in Thousand Oaks, on the corner where Paul Kessler, a Jewish man, was involved in a deadly altercation with a pro-Palestinian protester.
Authorities in that county say the incident occurred during dueling pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian demonstrations on Sunday afternoon. The 69-year-old fell backwards and struck his head on the ground, but the reason for that fall is not yet clear.
We're still waiting to see evidence of what occurred in that interaction and whether or not there was a blow to the face that caused the fall.
Kessler was rushed to the hospital where authorities say he died as a result of blunt force head trauma. His death ruled a homicide. Chief Medical Examiner of Ventura County said the manner of death of homicide does not mean that a crime has been committed. This is a determination that's made by the district attorney's office.
The suspect, who cooperated with authorities at the scene, was briefly detained, questioned, and released. Investigators say they have not ruled out the possibility of a hate crime and have increased patrols around mosques, Muslim community centers, and Jewish houses of worship. Next on News 8 Now, it's Election Day for Minnesota residents.
And families linked to Spring Grove, they're voting to maybe improve their school.
As we head towards Veterans Day, our temperatures will fall, but eventually that'll reverse direction for Veterans Day weekend. I'll show if that means the 50s are coming back on your First Warn weather update after the break.
Want to see a magic trick? Taco John's is turning your dollar into mouth-watering favorites with the new BOGO for a Buck menu. Get a signature Taco John's item, then add another for just $1. Abracadabra, yeah! The new BOGO for a Buck menu, only at Taco John's.
Get the bathroom of your dreams faster than ever. Call today or go online to schedule your free consultation and take advantage of our 30-day bathroom offer from your home improvement company. That's right, a complete bathroom project from order to installation in 30 days or less. Our team of trained and certified professionals will ensure your project is done right the first time. And on top of that, we're offering no interest, no payments, and nothing down until 2025. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Why wait until Black Friday for big savings? At Wesco and Sparta, it's Black November. Get break down the door savings on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and flooring. Save even more with coupon savings of $25 to $100. Buy 1 item, use 1 coupon. Buy 10 items, use 10 coupons. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Keep your family safe with a carbon monoxide alarm. Just $14.99. Glove up and keep your hands warm while you work with these fleece line work gloves. Just $2.99. Plus, a bottle of wood glue is $2.49. Grab a gallon of white vinegar for $1.89. And then spread holiday cheer. These floor mats are $3.99. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry before time runs out.
Save big money at Menards.
One of the best selections of commercial vehicles in the Midwest can be found at Osseo Automotive in Osseo. From medium-duty trucks and vans to super-duty work trucks, cube vans, chassis cabs, and more, you'll find the most popular commercial vehicles from Ford and Chevrolet all in one location. Take advantage of Section 179 tax savings before the end of the year. Get to work with a new commercial truck or van from Osseo Automotive in Osseo. Shop online at OsseoAutoCommercial.com.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, it's election day for many nationwide, including in Minnesota.
Voters are casting their ballot in Spring Grove on a new school referendum.
The $16 million plus referendum includes facility upgrades and a new lab. If it passes, students would have a bigger cafeteria and relocate the freezer. School would also get air conditioning in more classrooms, as well as newer windows and pipes.
The other question on the ballot is a new career and technical education lab. If this passes, it could offer more trades to students and provide access to the latest equipment and technology.
One of the major things is that it'd be so awesome to just have air conditioning for our students in this building. It's super difficult to learn when it's 85 degrees or 100 degrees in some of our classrooms. And so, and in the gyms and some of those spaces, we've been at some events when it's been pretty unbearable.
The polls close in Spring Grove at 8 this evening.
And voters in the Lewiston-Altura School District also have referendum questions on their ballots. Residents will decide on 3 questions. The first asking to renew the district's current referendum revenue authorization of $52 per student. The question also asks to increase revenue by $708 for a total referendum amount of $760 per student.
The second addresses infrastructure and deferred maintenance needs at both the elementary and high schools. The third asks to renovate the high school's B gym into a 400-seat auditorium. If all 3 pass, the school district says it will raise property taxes to over $48.50 a month for a $150,000 home.
We break down how each referendum proposal raises taxes on all of our digital platforms.
All right, we're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart for our weather forecast.
Yeah, we're kind of, if you want to break down the next 3 days, you can have, it's going to be a damp Wednesday, then we're going to have a breezy, windy Thursday, and then probably the coldest day of the next 7 days will be Friday with more cloud cover, but other than that, then we'll reverse direction. So that's kind of, you break it down pretty quick. But we do have the rain tonight, drizzle of showers. Once again, a light rain, not going to be heavy, and then maybe a shower or something Saturday night. That's a very weak system, but once again, it may clip some of the northern areas, and it still looks dry from Sunday through early next week too. And overall temperatures, pretty seasonal still tomorrow. We're going to drop a little bit Thursday. Once again, the coldest day will probably be Friday, then 40s and 50s back this weekend, and definitely everyone will be in the 50s as we go through next week. Overall, as you look at the rain showers developing, like I said, here's the stuff that's developing this evening. A lot of it may not reach the ground as it spreads east towards the area northeast, maybe up towards Ladysmith. You might see a little bit of mix overnight as this goes on. Otherwise, areas to the south, a little bit of shower and maybe some drizzle as it pushes through. When that area pushes through, then we're kind of going to be just cloudy conditions as you wake up tomorrow morning. Once again, it probably will be low clouds, maybe some visibility, and a lot of probably drizzle going on with that east wind. But temperatures low 40s overall, not too bad temperature-wise. And then this boundary kind of sits right from Minneapolis all the way up to Ladysmith right there, and that's going to be the focus for a little bit more shower activity as it develops here going towards the 10 to noon hour, basically from Eau Claire up to Ladysmith. As you go further south, a little bit hit and miss showers, and once again, everyone will see the cloud cover. Temperatures in the mid-40s. That front will actually then sag south. You can see the winds begin to turn right around from the north by about 5 to 6. We'll see a little bit of shower activity or drizzle going on through the evening hours, and then once we pass 6 or 7, we're going to start seeing some breaks in the cloud cover as the winds begin to pick up a little bit. Temperatures still in the mid-40s, and then as we go through closer to midnight at Thursday, you're going to start seeing clearing skies. The winds will start picking up. Temperatures will start falling as the cooler air starts to push into the area. Big picture shows for the snowfall, nothing going on in this area. Further to the north, that's where they might see some of the snow up towards Rhinelander, but otherwise we shouldn't see much in the way of accumulation. Here's that system pushing southeast, and here comes the one up to the north that's going to push through. You see clearing skies Thursday. That's when we should see the wind cover begin to pick up, and then maybe a little bit of cloud cover begin to push in Thursday night through early Friday. Friday, the cold air really starts to sink into the area, so along with the cooler air, cloud cover, that north wind, I think that'll be the coldest day of the week. We're looking at maybe low 40s or upper 30s depending on location. Once we get past that, things begin to change. But overall for the winds, speaking of winds, Thursday we're looking at 15 to 20, 20 to 25, and these are just sustained winds out of the west. We could see gusts getting close to 30, so something to keep an eye on, especially in your north-south routes and any of those roads. You'll have a decent crosswind going on with those type of winds. They should begin to decrease as we get towards Thursday evening, but that's the real threat. Otherwise, here's that little system that could bring a shower maybe to northern areas Saturday, Sunday. Won't be a big deal. And then you see the ridge begin to build up across Sunday into Monday. That's going to really push the warm temperatures back into the area. So that's why we're looking at pretty nice temperatures as we go on. Overall, you see temperatures pretty average through about this weekend. You don't see any blue or really pink starting to show up. You'll start seeing that begin to approach the area as we go through the weekend, getting above average temperatures by the time we get to that time frame. So that's what we're looking for. But overall tonight, just low 40s, upper 30s with that rain moving in. Once again, you could see some visibility issues with some fog or even some drizzle. And then tomorrow, once again, temperatures looking at pretty much right around the upper 40s. And then as we go to the 50s degree mark, we'll begin to return by Sunday as we get through it. Veterans Day, and then next week still looks fairly mild. Once again, mid 50s, but average temp should be about the mid 40s. So mild conditions for November.
That's absolutely lovely. Yes. Greg, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, hey, bring on some college hoops. UWL men's basketball tips off the regular season in just a few days, and the Eagles are going to do so with a new leader on the sidelines. Rob is in next.
Energy-efficient windows with beautiful new wood trim installed by skilled carpenters. Contact the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate. High quality at lower prices.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 whole boneless ham, get a free turkey. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve arm roast, just $4.98 a pound. And select Coke products or AHA, $3.49 each when you buy 4. Only at Hy-Vee.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
They have state-of-the-art equipment. We have state-of-the-art equipment. They have qualified technicians. We have qualified technicians. They can set your appointment in maybe a month. We can get you in tomorrow. They will charge you an arm and a leg. We charge hundreds, not thousands. Sensible MRI, where quality and affordability meet.
Honey, where are the kids?
I put them in the furnace so I could figure out why we don't have any heat.
You did what?
Maybe it's that loose wire.
Maybe it's that plug vent.
Maybe it's the bad igniter.
Maybe it's a dirty flame sensor.
Or maybe...
Why don't we just call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning?
Quality you can count on, experience you can trust.
With over 50 years of combined experience, G&T services residential and commercial customers within 50 miles of West Salem.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Fritos or Cheetos, just $2.98. Hy-Vee ice cream, just $4.77. And Campbell's Chunky or Well Yes soup, just $1.48. Only at Hy-Vee.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
There I am. College hoops are finally back here in La Crosse, and for the UWL men's basketball team, the Eagles have a new leader, a new system, but expectations remain the same. The Eagles hard at work this week as they gear up for Friday night's season opener. And this year's squad being led by new head coach JT Gritzmacher. The West Allis native was hired back in June after spending the past 3 seasons at Bryant and Stratton College in Wauwatosa. Gritzmacher takes over a UWL team that finished 19-7 last year, 10-4 in conference play. As for the new head coach, he says his motto is defense first, and that'll be the biggest focus as he tries to implement his own system here with the Eagles. Gritzmacher says meshing a bunch of different personalities together always takes some time, but it's a challenge he's embracing so far, and the players have responded well as we get closer to opening night.
That's kind of been our biggest thing, is just trying to figure out who we are as people, because we do have 14 guys who've been around each other for at least a year, and we got 7 guys plus coaches that haven't been around for maybe 2 months. So just try and get us all on the same page and get to know each other is probably our biggest thing we're working on right now.
I think it was kind of fluid. You know, being part of a program for so long, you kind of learn how to adjust. Just with a new coach, this is another hiccup in the road. I think JT did a great job, you know, getting everyone to buy in here, and I think it's really been a smooth process.
We'll see how that process has paid off so far on Friday night. Eagles tip off the regular season on the road at UW Superior. So a big weekend for the Eagles on the hardwood and on the pitch as well. The newly crowned WIAC champs will begin their postseason run this weekend. UWL women's soccer team will open up the first round of the D3 championship at home against UW Superior. Eagles last played the Yellow Jackets back in 2014. They're 22-0 all-time against Superior. They'll look to make it 23 straight this Saturday. And on the ice, the Wild snapped its 4-game losing streak Saturday night at home with a big 5-4 shootout win over the Rangers. Now Minnesota hits the road for 2 in New York. First stop is tonight in beautiful Long Island against the Islanders. Puck drops there in about 10 minutes. So going back to the basketball team, team looked good. I mean, obviously it's hard to, come in and implement in your system, but looks like they're kind of they're already gelling already, which is a good sign.
That is a good sign because they've been slowly building up their status in the WIAC. Obviously, Platteville is kind of the juggernaut. You'll see this during the season. Platteville, very good team. But they grow local guys as well.
That's true.
Good recruiting tool. That'll be the new judge with this new coach.
It's going to be fun. Wild prediction. What do you got? Wild Islanders tonight. You're always right.
The Wild.
All right.
Oh, love it.
That's right. The local team. There we go.
Such a hard decision.
All right, Rob. Thanks very much. We will be right back after this.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Are you ready to get more from your checking account? Ultra's A-plus accounts are built with more in mind. More ways to stay connected to your finances with online and mobile banking. More secure ways to pay with contactless debit cards and mobile wallet, so you can make purchases without slowing down. More money in your pocket with better rates, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees. Open your account online and start getting more from your checking account. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Ready? Okay.
Founded on hard work, dedication, respect, and integrity, we at Maxwell White understand the importance of home comfort. Maxwell White strives to provide our customers with a positive experience every time. Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
All right, tomorrow morning's commute definitely might be battling some light rain, even the evening commute too, but I think the conditions would be worse with some light drizzle, fog conditions. Otherwise, we should have drier conditions return, breezy Thursday or windy, and then cooler, but then we reverse directions through the weekend into next week.
A lot to like on that 8-day right there. Thank you, Greg, and thank you for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.